the host of Seniors Matter. We're here every Friday at 12:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on www.rainieravenueradio.world, your South Seattle community station. You can also listen and watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and of course on our Rainier Avenue app. We feature people that provide services or valuable information for seniors, their families, and the community. Do you need financial documents notarized? Do you need help with reading a document? Please give me a call. My name, once again, is Brenda Charles Edwards. I'm a mobile notary. I'm a certified, end-of-life planning facilitator. I also am a trust delivery agent. And that's, if you have a trust, you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, I'm really excited because I have two guests today, Clark and Karrie Roberts. And they are the co-directors. Well, no, he's the founder, you're the co-founder of content. Yes. You deal with content. And she has some amazing content too. But anyway, I won't say the most important person that's in the room also, but he's not really a person. It's Bruno, Clark's guide dog. Is that the proper terminology to say?
The proper terminology, yes.
Okay, great. Thank you. I work with the Port of Seattle. I'm on the executive council of AARP Washington, and the group that I'm working with is about disabilities and how things can be improved for people with any type of disability.
Yeah.
So we just last week, we had a meeting, we were talking about terms of how to say things. And so that's why I wanted to make sure I said that one correctly.
Absolutely, you got it correct.
Thank you. You hear that, folks?
Okay. You got it correct.
So, Clark.
Yes.
For those who don't know you yet, can you share a little bit about your story and how you got started on this journey?
Oh, wow. Well, thank you for that, Brenda. So as Brenda stated, my name is Clark Roberts. I am the executive director of Ultimate Vision, a nonprofit corporation that works to teach young people to see their potential through a lens of kindness, compassion, and empathy, as well as assisting people to live and lead through adversity. I was 18 years old and a freshman in college, attending the University of Idaho, when through a series of events landed in a doctor's office in Pullman, Washington on February 28th, 1973, to receive the news that I have a disease called retinitis pigmentosa, and he gave me a timeline of 15 years to become totally blind.
Oh, wow.
That afternoon, that evening, I felt very broken, devastated, angry, but most of all, scared. Mm-hmm. What would I do with the rest of my life? Sitting on my floor of my dorm room that evening, I thought, thinking that if this is what I get, and this is what I'm facing as far as blindness, because then 52 years ago, thinking about blind people, what I knew was that they didn't get to have much of a life. They got to sit on street corners and sell pencils, brooms, light bulbs. And I'm thinking, if that's all that's left, then I'm going to check out, be done. But through the grace of God, I'm here today, and I live and I go forward, and I try to teach as many people as possible that life is a gift.
Yes.
Unwrap it, cherish it, and share it wherever you go, whatever you do, and whoever you are with.
Oh, I love that, because what you just said about how people at that particular time perceive blind people, that would have been really scary. I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
I just can't even imagine.
Yeah.
So since you and Miss Karrie lead Ultimate Vision together, how did you guys meet? And what it's like working side by side?
How did we meet? Well, we met on a blind date.
Oh, gosh, I should have known. I should have known.
And Karrie will tell you that every date since then has been a blind date.
I highly recommend blind dates.
Do you?
Absolutely. Yeah, we actually did meet really sight unseen. And I was working at our church, and Clark was trying to get in touch with the youth pastor to come in and speak to the youth group. And of course, youth pastors are never in-house. They're always out with the kids.
Right.
So we'd have a 2 to 3 minute conversation and we'd laugh and then we'd hang up. And I found myself going, you know, something, I really like who this person is. And so I went into our associate pastor's office. And I said, you know, you should bring him in and introduce him to me. And Pastor Bill looked at me and he goes, well, he's blind. Does that matter? I'm like, nope. And I didn't miss a beat. I was like, nope, I know that he loves life. He loves the Lord and he has a great sense of humor.
And see, that was key right there.
Yeah.
Because you had talked to him sight unseen.
Sight unseen.
And you could feel the type of man that he was.
Yeah.
And the type of man that you knew you wanted.
Yes.
That's key, ladies.
And
You hear this?
Yep.
And I could
Very
also see her smile through the phone.
So yeah, so that was that kind of led to a very quick. We went out September 12th. He proposed October 30th, and we got married April 3rd.
And I thought I was quick.
Well, I saw what I liked.
Why? And hey, that's what my husband would say, because we dated just under a year, and then he asked me to marry him, and we got married that next year. And he's a minister, so it's kind of interesting. But obviously, this is working because you guys have been married how long now?
It'll be 27 years in April.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We just had 23 in August.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And you guys, you're wearing it well, I
Well,
might say.
it's flown by. I mean, it's been amazing to me
Oh,
that
I'm
it
sure.
feels like it's
Absolutely.
been so much longer in a very, very good way. And yet it's hard to believe that it's already been almost 27 years.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's
So,
crazy.
yeah.
So how long has Ultimate been in existence?
Ultimate Vision has been in existence as a nonprofit now for 8 years. I've actually been speaking since 1990. So I was speaking before I met Karrie, and thought I had a very good life. I was speaking, traveling, playing as a single guy, and then God said, you know what? Your life is just a little boring. Let me drop some spice into it. So she dropped a blind lady with a 9-year-old son. So when you have a blind man and a blonde woman, you have confusion with no direction. And then you bring kids into the program and you have
Abundant energy.
abundant
all the time.
energy.
I love it. I love it. That's great. So, okay. So now, one of the things when reading about you, Clark, that I found interesting was the fact that you're focusing on the youth.
Yeah.
And I think that's wonderful because that's where the training happens, hopefully, is in their youth and learning how to be kind to people. I just tell you a quick story. Today, I went to pick up an item I had altered, and we were just general talking, and she said, "You're a type of person that likes to help people, don't you?" And I said, "Well, yes, I guess so, because when I was asked to do this show a few years back, like 6, I think, Daniel, he's great, isn't he? But anyway, they asked me what I wanted to talk about. No, they asked me if I want my own show. I said, what would I talk about?
Right.
And they said, well, what's your passion? And I said, seniors. Because I grew up as an only child the first 10 years of my life. And when my brother came along, life was a little different. But I still was around adults. And to this day, I'm still around adults and trying to help them and, make them comfortable. My motto, what I grew up with, was treat those like you want to be treated.
Yes.
So I think it's wonderful that you're working with the youth and inspiring them to do kindness, understand what kindness is, and inclusion.
Right.
Yes. Yeah. I think too that it's not just the youth, but as we start off with those coming out of Walkers, clear and preschool, to going into senior centers, to those going back into Walkers. And so we span all of the
okay.
generations because the message of kindness and how we need to keep our hearts remaining soft to that tenderness, to be able to be molded and shaped in the way that we want to be. And we just put that out there as, if you're just sprinkling kindness in your heart, kind of like water on clay, it softens it up.
Right.
And so that you can be the best person that you can be. And that message is generational.
It
Right,
is.
right. And I think along the way, I mean, whether it's youth, whether it's adults, it's helping them also to understand that when the challenges come, not if, but when.
Yes.
When,
Yes.
what are you going to do with it? You get two choices. You're either going to embrace it and move forward and have the best fulfilled, exciting life that you can have with it, or you're going to reject it. You're going to stay stuck. And then someday when you're old and gray, you're going to look at yourself and go, where did life go?
Mhm. That's very true.
Yeah.
Wow.
Having a
So
life of significance.
is this one of the books you use?
Yes. Yeah. So
let me hold this up, folks. This says a guide dog named Arby.
and that was written specifically for people to know how to interact with a person who has visual impairments and how to have the proper etiquette when they're interacting with the guide dog. Because it's about using your voice of kindness. Clark teaches people to see the heart of kindness. And one of the ways that you can do that is by using your voice and by saying hello. And then knowing that when you see that harness handle on a guide dog, the only service dog that has a harness handle that is in the hand of the owner like that is a guide dog. One that is guiding a person that has some type of a visual impairment. And so there's an educational awareness component to everything that we do, as you saw when we first met you today.
Yes, let me say this. What you don't do.
Rule number one.
What you don't do is when you meet a person that has a guide dog, you don't pet their guide dog. You ask the person if it's okay if you pet their guide dog.
Exactly.
Okay?
Exactly.
Don't forget that.
Exactly.
And as soon, and Karrie said something, and I went, Clark, may I pet your dog? It's like, because I already started to pet him.
I'd like the visual monitor, but Clark he tells me that he can tell because of the way the body language of the dog.
Because of what the dog is doing. I mean, when the dog is just working and paying attention to what's happening as we're walking down the street or wherever it is, you can feel them in the harnesses as they're working. And when they start to get excited about something, in case when you wanted to pet him, his tail started going a mile a minute.
It did,
and,
yes.
you know, kind of in the run, getting the rotator going, and as far as that, his whole different body temperament. And so I know that, you know, of course I knew that you were there, so it's like going, okay, I know what's happening here. But I mean, if we're out working and if it's a dog distraction, I mean, there's different things that happen that way too. So I mean, it's that relationship between the two of you as you're working together, just like in a marriage relationship, just like in business, as you're working together, you have to pay attention to what the other people, what the other surroundings are telling you.
Well, and you want to be going the same direction.
Absolutely.
And that's
Good
key
point.
in relationship. And so the book was really fun. So we wrote it literally. I quit corporate America to step out in faith to do this full time with Clark as a nonprofit, because I felt God saying to my heart that I want you to join him in his passion. And our kids were grown by that time, and our daughter, I think, was in high school. And I just was like, you know something, it's time. About 2 weeks after I did that, this book was born. I mean, it literally was dumped into my heart, and it took
And
8
then there's
years
this other book that says The Story of a Guide Puppy in Training.
for the second of the series.
I love it.
So each one of the books focuses on character traits. And if we'll turn to
Well,
the
I
back
liked on the
here.
first page what was said. No, the first page.
The first page. Oh, yes. As far as the
Right there.
Yep. Hi, my name is Arby. I'm not your normal pet. I am called a guide dog. Do you know what I do? Can you guess? We've got it down pat.
I
We know
guess.
the whole thing.
This is great.
And there's a song that was written that
Oh,
is to the tune of Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star.
oh no.
And it recaps all of the rules and what a guide dog does. And so shall we test your singing voice?
Say, yeah, we should.
Yes, we should. That's what Clark said for me to say.
Hi.
Hi,
I'm
Arby. Yes, that's me. I help a person who cannot see. Remember, I'm a special dog, born to do a special job.
I'm a guide dog, yes, that's true. Here are rules just for you.
I'm not going to go any further. Oh, do you want to finish this part?
We can do it.
Okay.
This will keep me on my task.
Never feed me your goldfish or put water in my dish.
About the hardness on my back, only my partner touches that. Yep, I'm Arby, yes, that's me. I help a person you cannot see. Now you know I'm a special dog, born to do a special job. I'm a guide dog, yes, that's true. And now you know what I can do.
And then we let all the kids howl.
Oh, that was great. I love that.
Yeah, and so we just released The Kindness of a Stranger that just came out this week on Amazon, but it was also available through our website, ultimate-vision.org. And we would love for people to reach out to us. We come into schools, we bring these books, we do everything from library readings to school classroom readings. We will use these as part of our curriculum. And we focus on, the part that I focus on for those preschool through second graders is the building blocks of character traits. Building strong, confident young adults that will become strong, confident adults that know how to use their words and their actions properly
I love
with
that.
kindness and compassion.
I love that. We need more of that in this world.
Absolutely.
do.
And if
Absolutely.
they're confident and kind, then yes, they're going to be those leaders and able to interact with anything that comes along their path.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Wow. So, Clark, I understand you've had some pretty amazing adventures.
Yes, I
So-
like to be adventuresome.
Yeah, and there's two of them I want to talk about, but I'm gonna go with the first one, and then I'll do the other one. So, how many times have you ridden the Seattle to Portland bike ride? And I know some people that have done it.
I have done it now 12 times.
You must have some strong legs. I tell you, I can't even imagine.
Yeah, it's I'm an avid tandem cyclist. Got introduced to tandems through a children's pastor who wanted me to help him with a summer day camp program. First week, he says, Clark, he says, I want you to come. I really, really want you to come, but I don't know that you can come. I says, what are you going to do, Ford? He says, we're going to go bike riding. And out of my mouth comes tandem. Now, I had never even been on one, did not own one, did not know anything about them. But we went out the first day with his kids from his day camp and had a great time. And on the way back, he says, Clark, he says, at the end of the summer, I take the fifth graders up on San Juan Islands for a 3-day bike trip. You want to come? I says, absolutely, Ford, but not on this bike.
Were you in the front or the back?
I was in the back. But I mean, it's old. It was old school bike.
Oh.
No gears, coaster brakes, big fat tires, kind of like a beach cruiser.
Okay.
And so, yeah, but the whole thing was, got me hooked. It got me hooked on being able to be out, feeling the wind in my face, the sweat coming out of my helmet. And it was just a whole lot of fun. And I figured, you know what? There's got to be a way that I go find a bike somehow, somewhere.
Well, it's all about relationship again.
Oh, yes.
And did you find a bike that would meet your requirements?
Actually, God brought me a bike.
Okay.
Because for the next 2 years, the only time I got to ride was with my friend Ford. And one day as I walked home from a computer class, I walked up to my front door. There was a note on my front door that says, Clark, God loves you, and so do your friends. P.S. Smile and check your fireplace.
Oh my gosh.
And in front of
Santa Claus, right?
Yeah.
It came down the chimney.
It did.
Yes, he did.
2 seats and 2 handlebars and 2 everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
cool. That is so
Yeah.
cool. Well, obviously God is blessing you in
Yeah.
so many ways.
He is.
And also your friends.
Yeah.
He's given you friends that appreciate you, and he knows that you appreciate them. And it
Absolutely.
shows.
Absolutely.
I'm going to do a little commercial here. So to my audience, please join me on Zoom or in person for end of life planning. This is something that we all need to do. And I know it's a conversation that people get a little nervous about, but trust me, it's the best gift you can give yourself and your loved ones.
Yes.
So you can reach me at 206-683-2636. Also, I want to say that on that same vein, tomorrow night there's an after party sponsored by People's Memorial at the Mini Mart City Park in Georgetown. It's from 6 to 9. My guest last week, Elizabeth Copeland, talked about it, but I just wanted to remind those that might be interested in going. It should be a lot of fun and very educational. Okay, so now, Clark, I just found out that you and a friend of our mutual friend of ours, a doctor, are going skydiving on Sunday?
That is correct.
Oh my gosh.
We're going to be going out to skydive Snohomish and jumping out of a perfectly good airplane.
That's right.
Well, I'm glad it's a perfectly good airplane. That would be a little unnerving if it wasn't, right, Karrie?
Yes, yes, and this
Right.
this will actually be my third time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
same
yeah.
the same plane?
Same plane, same place.
Well, we don't know if it's the same
different,
plane.
same place.
Okay.
But yes, I've jumped with two different individuals. We jumped tandem, but I'm looking forward to it. And this is actually an item that we put up on the auction block for our gala each year. So they get to go skydiving with Clark.
So how does that work real quickly? Because I do want to talk about your event that's coming up. But when you said tandem, so there's an instructor and you?
Yes, that individual is actually strapped to my back.
He's strapped to your back.
He's strapped to my back.
Oh, I thought it was the other way around.
And the very first time that I jumped, as we slid over to the door that was open, he says, Clark, he says, when I count down from 3, he says, you're either taking me out of this plane or I'm taking you out of this plane, but either way, we're going out of this plane. So yes, so they're strapped to my back. They're the ones who pull the chute after we free fall for 60 seconds up in the air.
So wait, the chute is on his back?
Yes.
Yeah.
And how are you connected to him?
We're strapped together, basically.
Oh, okay.
Really strong duct tape.
There's a harness.
Did you hear what Karrie said? Really strong duct tape. Oh,
But
my
no,
gosh.
we're harnessed together.
Okay.
And so yes, but he has control of when that chute comes out. But I have had opportunity to guide us and steer us and play with that and hear the most incredible sound up in the air. And that's when you pull down both sides of the chute and everything just goes absolutely quiet in the air. And it's awesome.
Wow. That's cool. I thought about going hot air ballooning, but that's about it. Okay. So now I have, what do I have? 4 minutes left? I have 4 minutes left. Okay. So talk about the event.
Okay. On Saturday, October 11th, at the Hilton Garden Inn in Issaquah, we are having our 4th annual gala, and our galas are always around the heart of kindness. This year, the theme is searching for the heart of kindness, and I want to say that as we've been searching for the heart of kindness, Brenda, we're very happy that we found you.
Oh,
and we found our mutual
Absolutely.
friend as well.
yeah.
And this event is the main fundraiser for us, with budgets being cut as they have been over the last 4 or 5 years, especially. And even now, a lot of the schools don't have budgets to have presenters come in, such as us. And our program is so vital, talking to the kids about how significant they are and that they can make a difference no matter what happens in their life is huge.
Right.
Building those confident leaders is huge. And that message, I think, is even more vital today than it's ever been. And so this allows people to come alongside to find out what the impact is and to get to have a blind auctioneer, which Clark will be doing.
He's the
And
auctioneer?
he is one of the auctioneers.
Oh,
and then our
boy.
good friend Larry Snyder is our auctioneer. And
you also get the wonderful opportunity of eating your meal under blindfold.
dining in the
Oh,
dark.
you know, when he said-
dining in the dark.
When I saw it said dining in the dark, and I'm thinking, do they turn the lights out? Or-
No, the lights
so you
are
put a
on. We give you a blindfold. We give you an apron.
I think we're gonna, does it one of those that come up to the neck and go all the way down?
with a big trough on it to catch everything. Clark is an expert at that. But yeah, but we do still have some tickets available. We're really excited to share what we've been doing. And we could not do what we do without our supporters and our donors. And honestly, we have what we call monthly kindness ambassadors, and those are our monthly donors. And the thing about Ultimate Vision is we don't say no. There is never any reason for any budget to stop us from going in to share with the kids, to lift them up, to encourage them, and to build that next generation. It's too important.
Yeah.
I agree with you, and it's fantastic. I'm just like, this is so wonderful, because kindness is something that should be easily given. You know, you shouldn't have to, I have 2 minutes. Quick story. I was driving down the street, and at 23rd and Jackson, and all of a sudden I realized there was a man in a wheelchair coming across the street against the light. So I stopped, and I'm like, in fact, my husband was behind me, so he was more in the intersection than I was. But I stopped because I thought, how's this man going to get across the street if I don't stop? Because he's going against the light as it is.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting for him to get all the way across on the side. And then I, left, and my husband called me, and he said, was that man in the street? I said, yes, he was.
Yeah.
I had no choice but to stop.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that, and I've seen other situations similar to this, where people just go around them instead of waiting to make sure. Because you're supposed to, if somebody's in the crosswalk, you're supposed to let them get across the street.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you for doing that.
No, well, it was second nature, but it scared me, because I didn't realize, he's moving. But anyway, I only have 1 minute left. Thank you guys for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
And
Absolutely.
hopefully we'll, in the next couple months or so, whatever works with your schedule, you can come on again and we can talk about more.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
don't
That'd be
forget their
wonderful.
event, you guys. It's next Friday.
Next Saturday.
Saturday, right.
October the 11th.
And my boss says that I must give the football broadcast that today, West Seattle, who is undefeated, is versus Franklin. And it's at 7:00 on Rainier Avenue Radio.world, your community radio station. So thank you to my wonderful guests. Thank you to my viewing and listening audience. I've got to run. Have a great weekend. Be safe and live your life like it's golden, like Clark has been doing. He's a perfect example. And Bruno, you were great too. You were so quiet. Bye, guys. Love you. Have a great week.